Hey guys, it's Multiplier here, we're with Plugin Boutique, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make a wobble bass using Circle² that sounds a little bit like this. Great stuff, and this is how it's made. Just to quickly familiarize you with the interface, there is the oscillators on the left hand side, the shaping modules in the middle, and then the modulation sources on the right hand side, with a few pop-up sections below too, such as effects and unison and so on. And of course, because I'm making a bass sound, I'm going to set the polyphony to 1 so I can only trigger one note at a time. I'll throw on some reverb straight to the beginning just to give it a bit of space and a bit of size. And I'll turn up the master gain as well, like so. Perfect, so now everything's set up, let's get into making the actual bass sound. Now there are a whole bunch of different oscillators in Circle², such as the VPS oscillator, specific to Circle², and then analog oscillators, but the one I want to use in this example to create a wobble bass is the Wavetable oscillator. And you can actually create a wavetable from 2 different wave types that you can choose as you're playing the sound, so but it's a lot more fun to experiment once you have the modulation set up. So check this out. If I want to assign an LFO to this wavetable position to create that movement, I'll turn the LFO on, and then I can drag the little blue dot for that modulation into one of those modulation holes right by the thing I want to modulate. Did you see what just happened? That's one of my favourite features of Circle². You can actually preview modulations without actually letting go of the mouse. So you can hold down a note or play down your part and just keep hovering it over lots of different modulation holes until something cool happens. It's a really quick way of working and it's a lot of fun. I'll just turn up the level of the LFO so it's doing its maximum modulation. And also hit re-trigger so it starts at the same position in the LFO every time I trigger a MIDI note. Slow down the rate. But of course, that's not sounding too great right now, so I'm going to create a different wavetable. Notice how easy it is to try different ideas out while the sound is playing. And then maybe change the other end of the wavetable. Lots of great options, but I'll choose that one. And next what I want to do is some shaping to that sound. I want to use that same LFO to modulate the cutoff position or the frequency of a low pass filter, something you do all the time when designing sounds. To do that, I'll use the filter module right in the middle of the shaping section, and I'll move the frequency to around maybe the middle, and then assign that same LFO using that little blue dot again to that frequency of that filter. maybe with a touch of resonance. Let's give it a go. Fantastic, fantastic. And then I want to modulate the rate of this LFO, which will vary the speed of that wobble. And I can do so using the sequencer modulation source. Check this out. So just like the LFO modulation source, I'll turn it on. I will hit random to create a random sequence. And just like that, the sequencer is modulating the rate or the speed of that wobble. I'll just kick the sequencer into re-trigger mode so it starts at the beginning every time, and then also turn on the sync and adjust the rate so that it moves through the sequencer at a division in time with the track. See how I can create a brand new bass line, a brand new riff by just hitting random and seeing if it sounds cool? I like that a little bit. Maybe just adjust the length of this sequence too. Great stuff, nearly there. I think it needs one final touch though. Let's do some more shaping, but this time with a mouth filter. This is really cool. Take a look at this. Mouth filter. Change the positions here. Something like that should be cool. And notice what happens. In fact, I may need to turn it up a bit to around there. Notice what happens as I move through this filter as I'm playing the sound. Cool stuff, right? It's got a great sound to it, but let's actually have it move in time with the sequencer. So I'll assign that sequencer modulation source to that mouth filter. Perfect, so just dialing in the filter, and I think that sounds really, really good. And one final thing I do want to do is just adjust the overall amplitude envelope for the sound, softening the attack and bringing up the sustain, which I can do using the green envelope in the top right. Perfect, and that is the sound. And there you go, that's how to create a wobble bass using Circle². I've been Multiplier, thanks for watching.